Thanks for tuning in. Ham Talk Live will be on the air shortly. Please stand by. Thanks for tuning in. Ham Talk Live will be on the air shortly. Please stand by. This episode of Ham Talk Live is brought to you by Tower Electronics. For connectors, cables, and more, call 920-435-2973 or visit pl-259.com. And by ICOM. Heard it, worked it, logged it. Visit www.icomamerica.com/amateur for more information about ICOM radios.
It's Ham Radio.
Hey, good evening, everyone. It's time for Ham Talk Live, episode number 247. Encouraging news from Huntsville, recorded live on Thursday, February 18th, 2021. I'm your host, Neil Rapp, WB9VPG. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Ham Talk Live. Tonight, we are joined by Mark Brown in for BCD, the chairman of the Huntsville Hamfest. And we'll take your calls live in just a few minutes. Last week on the show, Tim Helming, WT1IM, was here to talk about Calm Academy. If you missed that show, you can listen anytime at hamtalklive.com or on your favorite podcast app or YouTube. And you can catch the rebroadcast of Ham Talk Live on WTWW 5085 AM. And that's Saturday afternoons at about 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Want to remind you about the Virtual Ham Expo coming up. The QSO Today Virtual Ham Expo is on March 13th and 14th. Early bird tickets are available for $10 at their website. One of the things that'll be going on this year is the Build-a-thon. There'll be 4 live virtual kit building workshops, and the instructors will take participants through a variety of different kits. You can purchase those ahead of time and get them delivered so that you can do that from home, online on the expo. And if you can't do the live build, you can always watch the videos and build it during that on-demand period that runs after the expo. The kits are between $15 and $30 and targeted toward newer hams and beginners as well as experienced builders. And you can go to the QSO Today Expo website, qsotodayhamexpo.com/buildathons.html, and you can order your kits. And you need to do that quickly since there's a shipping time involved. You need to do that right away if you're going to participate in the Build-a-thon. Okay, well, get your questions ready to go for Mark. If you're listening to us live on Thursday night, you can call us after the interview by telephone at 859-982-7373. We'll give that number out again here in just a little bit. You can also tweet us. It's at Ham Talk Live on Twitter. And if you're on Spreaker, you can type in the comments. We have a little chat group going on there. So you can do that as well. But again, the phone number, so you can write it down and have it ready to go for later on in the show, is 859-982-7373. And we'll give that out several more times between now and then. But I'll be back with Mark right after this word from Tower Electronics right here on Ham Talk Live.
Thanks for choosing Tower Electronics. How may we help you today? We have PL259s, we have in connectors, we have SMA adapters, we have BNC adapters. What can I show you today?
Where's the tower?
Well, we don't actually have a tower with us, but we have all kinds of things you can use with a tower. We have power poles, antennas, soldering irons, and meters.
Where's the tower?
Ma'am, that's the name of our company. We can't haul towers to all the Hamfest across the country that we visit, but we have almost every connector and adapter you would need to connect your antenna that's on your tower.
I don't think there's a tower back there. I really don't.
Tower Electronics. Visit us at a Hamfest near you or call 920-435-2973 or see our whole catalog at pl-259.com. Sorry, one thing we don't have is a tower.
You're listening to Ham Talk Live with Neil Rapp. Yesterday, my XYL said she'd leave me if I didn't give up ham radio. Over.
Welcome back to Ham Talk Live. Thanks to Scott and Jill over at Tower Electronics. They sponsor the show each week and help bring Ham Talk Live your way. Coming up on their Hamfest calendar, they have Brooksville, Florida this weekend on February 20th. And then Dalton, Georgia next weekend, February 27th. But you can visit them anytime at pl-259.com. Well, welcome back. Tonight, Mark Brown, in for BCT, joins us on the Orlando Amateur Radio Club and Hamcation line. Mark is the chairman of the Huntsville Hamfest. He works at one of the many high-tech government contracting firms in Huntsville, Alabama, and he's been the president of the North Alabama DX Club, the Huntsville Amateur Radio Club, and is a member of the Tennessee and Alabama contest groups. And Mark started out as a novice class ham back in high school and got back into the service at age 50 in full force, and he's been working hard all year long in his role as chairman of the Huntsville Hamfest for a few years now. So, Mark, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Neil. Good evening.
Yeah, it's been good to talk to you here and catch up a little bit, and we'll have to finish catching up later here, because we've got this show thing to do now, right? But we've had so many canceled events. It's just one after the other, and we're going on, twice in a row now for Dayton, and we need some encouraging news. And as soon as the word just got out a little bit, I'd text you and say, "Hey, Mark, you want to come on the show and talk about what you found out?" You're like, "How you found out that quick? How do you?" Good news travels fast. Well, we need some good news. So we want to talk about what you and the board of the Huntsville Hamfest found out just this week in your meetings with the facility, which is the Von Braun Center there in Huntsville.
Okay, well, thanks, Neil. I'll mention that, putting on a large event like this, just like Orlando and Dayton and other large amateur radio events, it's got to be good for the vendors and the visitors. We need the volunteer base. There's so many factors and so many months of planning that go into having a successful event, and, of course, the venue. We waited until the new year to approach the Von Braun Center. The vaccine had rolled out late last year, and so we went to the Von Braun Center a couple of weeks ago to sit down with them for a face-to-face discussion on what could we do this year to host a safe and successful event. And, they've hosted the Von Braun Center shared with us that they've hosted a few large events in the South Hall. They've had some gun and knife shows. They had an RV show and some others. And it has been their experience that people have learned to social distance. We don't need to put marks on the floor. And, we have to, naturally, we'll have to follow the state of Alabama COVID rules and guidelines. Everyone not eating or drinking will need to wear a mask. But I'll add that, further restrictions, reductions in those restrictions as the summer wears on and more people get the vaccine, we may see a better, even more loose climate in August. But we're planning, and what we heard in our meeting with them is that we can do this. We can host a safe and successful event.
Well, that's great news. Now, I know that's going to come at, like you said, the cost of masking and that kind of thing. So what are your plans for some adjustments right now, at least? And then, maybe as time gets closer, you can back off of some of those, I guess?
Possibly, yeah. What we're planning on right now, of course, the Von Braun Center will have the hand sanitizer stations throughout the building. They'll have social distancing signage. They take care of all that stuff because it's needed for every event that they have in the room, of course. But last year the rules stipulated one-way aisles, dedicated entry and exit doors. Frankly, that and other hurdles made hosting a quality event just impossible. This year, the aisles will be 12 feet and bidirectional. In the past, we did 10-foot aisles in the commercial area and 8-foot aisles in the flea market. So to give you a sense of, we're going to increase the spacing of those aisles to allow more social distancing to get folks through. So we'll need to spread this out, Neil. This year, and this is a big enabler. The VBC is giving us some additional space to allow us to spread out that area that we normally use for move-in. We're juggling a lot of things, and we're going to use some or all of that space. So it's not just the booths that need to spread out. The forum rooms will have to have spacing for that, and some of the more popular ones will be a challenge. But we're looking at possibilities of using different rooms. The Von Braun Center is a really big venue, and so we have some options. The exam area, for example, normally that's out in the hallway, but to allow our entry crowd to fit in that area, we may move the exam area somewhere else. I'm using the word may because we haven't finished these plans. We're working on them, but we think we can do this, and we're working to that end. We may need to move the stage, so we'll see about that. So, it's a big challenge for us, and we're working hard to get the planning accomplished. And, we're encouraging visitors to buy their tickets online. We think that reducing the transaction time and the ease of coming up, giving your name or call sign, and being handed some tickets, that'll speed things up and help with the social distancing. So, we're working on a good layout for that, in that long hallway for the ticket sales and for folks to sign, fill out their raffle tickets.
Well, I think you've got a good opportunity to pull this off because, like you said, the Von Braun Center is a big place, and you're only using a part of that space, and you all always do a good job of making sure that those aisles are plenty big, and then you're going to expand that even more over in the flea market area. So I really see that playing to your advantage, and I think that's a good way to start off with this. When we haven't had a major show in a while. But yeah, I was getting ready to ask you about the forums because I know a lot of the forums are actually held in the smaller conference rooms over in the hotel, and there's not a whole lot of room in some of those. So I'm glad to know that you're already addressing that. I had a chat with Joe Eisenberg on 40 meters after the last Hamcation Forum this past Sunday. It was cold across the country, and we thought, what a great day to get on 40 meters and just rag chew. But, sure. Joe Eisenberg does a very popular forum. Bob Heil, Glenn Popeil, and a few guys like that, they will fill a room. And so we've got to figure out a way to meet that need. Yeah, and I'm sure you'll have. You've got some time to figure that out, but I'm sure you'll have a good plan there. And it sounds like the Von Braun Center is willing to help you through some of that. So that's very encouraging news. So, you talked a little bit about purchasing tickets ahead of time and, getting all that stuff done in advance to cut down the wait times. How can people do that? When do those go on sale? Hotel reservations? What do people need to do if they want to plan to attend this year?
Well, I would say first and foremost, get a hotel reservation. Since we put it out, since we put the news out on the website and then ported it over to Facebook, we're hearing a lot of news that folks are making their hotel reservations at the Embassy and the Homewood Suites at Spring Hill. We don't have the reservation codes on the website yet for two of the hotels, but I can say for sure that the Embassy, the reservation code, you must use that. Otherwise, they'll say there's no rooms available. That code is CES HAM, Charlie Echo Sierra Ham, all one word, all caps, to make a reservation at the Embassy. Ticket sales, please sit tight. We're working on the ticket portal to get that working right, and also we're working hard too to get the layout defined, so that we can put it online so that the dealers can make and the flea market folks can make their reservations. We're working as hard as we can. Our goal, probably about a month from now, we'll have that stuff active. We're 6 months out, so there's plenty of time.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I was just getting ready to say just got erased from my mind. So we'll come up with that here again in a little bit. Okay, so tickets and that kind of thing, you really want to encourage that ahead of time, but do that. Oh, I know what it was. I can tell you that the Embassy Suites link works too without the code if you click the link on the website, because I actually reserved my rooms the day before the news came out. So I can tell you that reservation code does work on the website if you just click on it.
Good.
Okay,
that's good to know. Thank
works. You. Yeah. So, make sure you get those early, and Embassy does usually sell out. So, if you want to be able to just walk across on the walkway, that's, something that you need to be thinking about soon. And then, we'll wait to hear about the tickets, and whenever that comes out, I'll be sure to announce it. I'm sure others will be announcing it as well. But please do that. That way, like you said, they can cut down a lot of the entry time and exchanging money and all that kind of thing. So sounds like a good plan. All right. Well, we're going to take a break. We'll come back with Mark. We'll talk a little bit more about the plans for Huntsville in August, and we'll do that right after this word from ICOM America right here on Ham Talk Live. Love is on the air at ICOM with this sweetheart of a package. It's the IC705, the perfect sidekick for hams that like to enjoy what both the great indoors and outdoors have to offer. It's the perfect QRP companion, base station features and functionality at the tip of your fingers in a portable package covering HF 6 meters, 2 meters, and 70 centimeters. This compact rig weighs in at just over 2 pounds with RF direct sampling for most of the HF band and IF sampling for frequencies above 25 megahertz. It has a 4.3-inch color touchscreen with live band scope and waterfall, runs 5 watts with a battery, 10 watts with a power supply, CW, AM, FM sideband, full D-Star functions, a micro USB connector, Bluetooth, wireless LAN, integrated GPS, a micro SD card slot, and a speaker mic. Comes standard, and it supports QRP and QRP portable operations. And the perfect accessory for the 705 is the now available optional backpack, LC192, with a special compartment for your IC705 and room for accessories for soda activations or just a day in the park. Some other accessories include a QRP portable magnetic antenna, a standard battery, a lithium-ion battery pack, micro USB cable, USB-C AC to micro USB cable, a DC power cable, a compact lapel push-to-talk Bluetooth with earphone, a desktop tray, and the antenna tuner is coming soon. And there's free software available to download, the programming software, the Android app, the terminal mode access point mode application, and the smartphone picture utility for Android, iOS, and Windows. And the RSBA One IP remote control software is sold separately. Visit icomamerica.com/amateur for more information on ICOM radios.
If you're a fan of Tim Allen's TV series Last Man Standing, you'll have a final chance to contact the show's amateur radio club station before it goes QRT.
This is KA0XTT73.
The week-long KA6 LMS radio special event starts on March 24th at 0000 UTC and runs through 2359 UTC on March 30th. This will be an all-mode, all-band event. KA6 LMS QSL cards will be available for stations who contact the stage directly or through relay stations. Special event certificates, including clean sweep endorsements, will be available via download. For more information, go to www.gsbarc.org/LMS.
Join the conversation. Give us a call at 859-982-7373. Again, the number to call is 859-982-7373. Or, if you'd rather type than talk, tweet us at Ham Talk Live. Now, here's Neil Rapp with more Ham Talk Live.
Ham Talk Live with Neil Rapp.
Welcome back to Ham Talk Live. We're on the air every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, right here at hamtalklive.com. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And thanks to ICOM, as always, for sponsoring the show. And you also heard a little bit about the Last Man Standing television show going QRT and the special event. I will be one of the operators on that special event, and we're going to talk about that here on the show in a couple of weeks, so make sure you tune in for that one, and it'll be all about the special event here as Last Man Standing finishes up their final season over on Fox Television. All right, well, speaking of entertainment, it's time once again. Here's Rick at 9GSU with the Ham Talk Live Ham Radio Joke of the Week.
Now it's time for the Ham Talk Live Ham Radio Joke of the Week, the part of the show where Rick tells us a ham radio joke. The Ham Talk Live Ham Radio Joke of the Week is brought to you by QRM Labs. Now, here's Rick Garrett in 9GSU with today's Ham Talk Live Joke of the Week.
I started putting an antenna on my dog when I take him for a walk, and now I have a golden receiver.
This has been the Ham Talk Live Ham Radio Joke of the Week with Rick Garrett in 9GSU. Tune in again next week for another joke from Rick.
Oh, my goodness. Do you have a golden receiver, Mark?
I have a big receiver. I guess it would be the St. Bernard of receivers. It's the TS990.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's the St. Bernard.
Chihuahua rig.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Rick, as always, and we'll hear from him again next week. But right now, we'd like to hear from you at 859-982-7373. It's time for your calls. So if you have a question for Mark, give us a call right now at 859-982-7373, or you can tweet us. It's at Ham Talk Live. And if you're listening to us on WTWW or on the podcast version, you won't be able to reach us because we're not live right now. We're as they used to say, Memorex. We're recorded. Let's see here. Let's take a look at Twitter and the chat. We've got our usual gang here in the chat tonight. Jill, KD8QGA is here. Chris, AA4CB, Joe, K0NEB, who we were talking about a little bit earlier, all here and talking about everything for Huntsville. And Joe says, I've got my plane ticket. So I think there's a lot of anticipation here, and I think we're all ready for a Hamfest. So here's hoping that all that encouraging news sticks with us.
Amen to that.
Let's see. We have a question from Dr. Scott Wright, K0MD. When are you going to upgrade to the IC 7851? Saw your favorable comments during Hamcation. And let's see here. I got to open this up.
I've used one of those at 10 K3LRs, and it's just what an amazing radio.
Oh, he says great rig and better than a golden receiver. So, yeah. And we have Jeff in the comments here. So, welcome, Jeff. And he says there is a chat. So, let's see. Jeff wants to know, will there be a QCWA booth at Huntsville? Any idea on that yet? Or is it a little early for
Based
that
on
yet,
the surveys, I can only speak in general terms because our commercial guy took care, and our flea market guy took care of the actual survey details. All I can say is that the vast majority of the vendors that we've had before, including QCWA, will be back this year. I can't say it with certainty, but like I said, I'm very confident that we will see the regular vendors that we've seen in the past.
Okay, and I was trying to remember if QCWA was usually on the list, and I believe it is. So we'll have to see. We're 6 months out, but quite possible. We'll put it that way. Let's see. So what activities do you have planned? I know we're still 6 months out. This is way too early to really be doing this show, but we know that it's going to be different, and we want to prepare people for that, and make sure to get them thinking a little bit more ahead of time, more planning, and that kind of thing. Which is and we're just excited, so that's why we're doing this tonight. But do you have some things that you can talk about?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course. I'm friends with the Dayton guys and the Orlando guys, and we chat frequently throughout the year and share ideas and best practices. And it's become sort of a tradition. Jack Gerbs, the past Dayton chair, I'm looking forward to being out on the patio Saturday night with Jack and toasting with a glass of rye whiskey and maybe a cigar to finally getting another face-to-face meeting. We've done this in the past, and we're looking forward to doing it again. But yeah, we're going to have the same great stuff. We got a great dealer show. I'm very proud of the 50 or 52 different commercial dealers we have, and I'm really excited this year about the flea market. According to dealers and distributors, radios are flying off the shelf right now, and I just can't imagine that people are going to keep all those radios. So the flea market might be a gold mine this year. There may be a lot of rigs out there. The forums, we get great forum presenters. I mentioned three of them: Joe Eisenberg, K0NEB, Glenn Popeil does the Arduino stuff, and of course Bob Heil and his Heil Sound microphones. But lots of others: space weather, contesting forums. The league will be doing, of course, their Southeastern Division convention. Dr. Monty Bateman does an unbelievable youth lounge. He's been doing it for 12 years now. We expanded back in 2018 to give him some more space. We'll probably need to do that again, even more space this year. But we're working on, another great youth lounge. I mentioned exams earlier. Talking with our exam coordinator, he does testing every month, and he's seeing a significant uptick in the number of people taking tests this year due to possibly the lockdown. For whatever reason, there are more people taking the exams, and he mentions too that the success rate is up from years past. People are evidently studying harder, and so we're looking, to make sure that he has the space he needs for having the exams. We kind of sprung it on the DX banquet just about a week ago when we knew we were on. So the DX banquet, they are working on coordinating a speaker and the venue for the DX banquet that's been held, I don't know, for many, many years now. And of course, the YL breakfast, that's become a tradition that the YLs get together on Sunday morning. So we're not sure where they're going to be, but that's planning is in the works too. And again, we'll have more updates as we move forward.
Okay. 859-982-7373 is the phone number if you'd like to jump in. Jill, KD8QGA has a question. If masks may still be required, will the Von Braun Center offer up some disposable masks if anybody forgets theirs, or the Hamfest? Will you all have to provide those, or will they be provided? That's her question.
No, we're going to have to send those people home. I'm sorry. No, seriously, that question has not come up yet. But I thank you for bringing it up, and we will have to have some contingency plans for people who do show up without a mask, because other states, are different, and we understand that masks get lost, they get dropped. We will have to make plans to have those available.
Now, I can tell you that, pulling off a wedding in the middle of COVID was not an easy task. And so we did that. We got all this hand sanitizer, and we got some disposable masks and everything. And we did use a little bit of the sanitizer, but I don't think we ever did even open the masks. I don't think we had to. But yeah, it's always kind of nice to have a few of those around just in case. So
yeah. Well, I'm making a note to myself right now that we plan to get those, because I honestly don't know how easy they are to get available. We need to start now.
Yeah, the disposal ones are not too hard to find, unless you go for the really 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 good ones, the medical grade. Mike Braun is in the house tonight. Says he is ready for Huntsville. So. That's one more here that's ready to go. So I know there will be some that aren't comfortable with going, and that's okay. And I've been taking things very, very cautiously, but I don't know. Something just tells me that by August, I think things are going to be very doable, and hopefully that's the case.
Yeah, I agree, Neil. None of us have a crystal ball. None of us could have predicted back in February of 2020 when we gathered in Orlando. COVID-19 was a curiosity. We were hearing about it in the news, and oh my gosh, 1 month later, the world went sideways. We've got to pin our hopes that things are going to be better. The vaccine is out, and yeah, you're right. There will be folks that, out of fear or caution, choose not to attend. And no offense. We're none taken. We hope that if you are comfortable with coming, we would love to have you.
And there you go. And that's coming from the world's friendliest Hamfest. So there you go. Jill's also wondering, I don't know if you've got any information on this, but we'll try, about the embassy, about the dining area for breakfast. Are they spacing anything out? Do you know anything about that?
My last visit to the embassy was when we had to cancel last year. I honestly have not been back in the building. I hope that they have that great buffet breakfast. I really do, because I stay there on site because I need to be there so much. I really hope they have that great breakfast.
Oh yeah, it's fabulous. It's fabulous, but it just sometimes is a little close depending on what time you go. Now, I'm not a morning person, so when I go, there's usually not a whole lot of people there. But all right, 859-982-7373 is the phone number. So give us a call, and you can also tweet us. It's at Ham Talk Live. We're going to finish up here before too long, so just give us a call or give us a tweet if you have any questions here, and I'm sure we'll get into many more of these come about the end of July, 1st of August, when we have Mark back on the show, and tell us what's going on in much more detail. In fact, we may even do that a little earlier this year, just because of the additional planning that you need to do to protect yourself and protect others. That's going to be very important, and so just be prepared to protect yourself with the masking and that kind of thing. All right. Well, let's see. Do we have anything else here? Okay. Don't see anything here. Don't see anything here. And of course, we've got, it's great to make all these plans, but something should change. I know you'll let us all know if that does happen, but, we're excited. And I know, when I texted you the other day, you said, I forget how you put it. It was, you weren't jumping up and down with excitement, but I forget how you said it, but it was obvious you were very excited at the news.
We are, Neil. The whole committee. When we queried ourselves, we meet via Zoom, just because we're geographically far apart, and it's just a convenient. We've gotten used to Zoom meetings, and it's just working for us. Very soon, we'll probably morph into some face-to-face meetings to cover a lot of these details. But yeah, we're all getting excited. It's just it's contagious. We hear from we hear on other podcasts, the various vendors, the various flea market folks, that and visitors. We read it in chat rooms. We read it in forum posts. People really want to get out, and we're going to try to make it work for everybody.
Well, that's some encouraging news, and that's what we're here to bring you tonight. We can't tell you anything for sure, but we do know that the plans are moving. So thank you so much for coming on and giving us some encouraging news and some hope for a big Hamfest in August. And you all always put on an excellent show down there, and I think there's a lot of people that are going to want to go to this one if they haven't gone before, just because it's been so long since we've had a good one, a good big massive Hamfest. Not to say the smaller ones aren't good, but it's just different.
I couldn't say it even if I knew, but I'm hopeful. I remain hopeful that maybe we'll hear or get a new product announcement coming out of Huntsville. They haven't had the venue, and Yaesu, ICOM, Kenwood, Elecraft, Flex Radio. Surely there is something being worked on in the garage that they want to roll out, and gosh, it would be cool if they would do it in Huntsville.
It would. So you never know. And I know there's always changes out there. There's always something coming up. So that very well could be. Well, Mark, thanks so much for being here. Anything else that we need to hit here before we go?
No, I think we've covered most of the stuff. I'm short on detailed information, but that's what we're working on, filling in the blanks. And appreciate the opportunity to come on tonight, and then later, sometime as we get toward June, July, come on with more concrete details. But again, Neil, thank you for the opportunity to chat with you and your audience tonight.
All right. Well, that's Mark Brown in for BCD, the chairman of the Huntsville Hamfest. And thanks so much again for coming on the show and sharing your news with us. And we look forward to hopefully seeing you in August. So that is a wrap.
Bye-bye.
7-3. That is a wrap for this week's edition of Ham Talk Live. Thanks to Mark Brown in for BCD and everybody out there in cyberspace for listening and typing in tonight. And I invite you back next Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, for another episode of Ham Talk Live. And if you like the show, you can find our list of upcoming guests at hamtalklive.com. And if you would, please leave us a review wherever you listen. We're doing a special contest this month on iTunes reviews. If you have Apple Podcasts, or formerly known as iTunes, and you fill out a review on there throughout the month of February, we're going to take those and we're going to do some random prize drawings out of that for some T-shirts. So leave your call sign in your review when you do that. So the way you do that is open up your Apple Podcast app on your phone or iPad or iTunes on your computer, and search for Ham Talk Live, click on the logo, and then you scroll down and there'll be a place there that says write a review. And again, be sure to leave your call sign in there. So if you win, I can get a hold of you and get your Ham Talk Live T-shirt to you. So we'll be doing that at the end of the month here. So you still have a little bit of time to do that if you would, and that will help others find the show faster as well, and you get a shot at a T-shirt. So for now, this is Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, saying 7-3, 7-5, and may the good DX be yours.